Good evening and welcome to Cstv News at 24 on Cstv. My name is Dorcas Mensah. Cstv News at 24 is brought to you by Rema Austrian Agency, Celeste Sweet Tom Brown, Amsel Blog Machinery and Blog Manufacturing, Sarah's Dream Jewelries, Yab Decorations, Nap Apartments Hotel, and Crystal Jorek Pet Shop. For more news updates, you can follow us on our social media handles at CSTV GH. Now, in the headlines, Ashama traders protest over redevelopment plan also coming your way. President John Dramani Mahama is set to hold a cabinet meeting over cocoa sector challenges. Valco workers demand removal of CEO on the international front. Also, President Donald Trump threatens to shut down major bridge. There's a many more stories we coming your way in tonight's news bulletin on CSTV. Please stay with us. Welcome back to CSTV News at 24 on CSTV, streaming live on all social media handle platforms. Now, the news in details. Traders in the Ashama main market in the Greater Accra region are staged a demonstration against government plans to redevelop the congested market into a modern 24-hour market. Traders at the market is in the opinion that government should clarify its plans, cautioning that could lead to the displacement of businesses and properties. Market Queen Mother of Ashama, Letitia Yaba, said tensions has escalated because traders were not adequately informed about the redevelopment plans. Speaking during the protest, the traders therefore pleaded with the government. Former Minister for Trade and Industry, Kobina Tahiru Hammond, has called on traditional leaders in the Volta region to oppose the proposed renaming of Ghana's Kotoka International Airport. He argued that chiefs and elders in the Volta region should not remain passive while the government seeks to change the name of a monument honoring one of their own.
Now they are forming government mamuti now kaku assembly kuku empenti airport you change it. You shouldn't do things that concentrate energies on the important fundamental reset agenda, no reset things where what has 1961 up to 69 calculate it. Sabru fear you do. One quarter when near who there's airport, no be a president of my window be a President Yamana, what can't ask him what can be. Well, young cabby is Mr. President John to any Nazadi was here to say, if I so be a so more the bonnet because again I make the point. It's a much it will be restored. And this entra or maybe as I know, or ya, now what I reckon so much now, I may change it. Kotoka voter region, Moody, I don't know, and you see, and member some or yeah, the Ghana, every increment, some. So, tribal. But now I'm prepared to go tribal on this matter. When you tribal, me did atem. When you say, when you will miss Jesse or come home, Bemma or this shame when you yam. What to honest a motion is I must say, go and say, a Japadi at Tisia Mudida, who Ghana has a Yifrim Musma. To make a voter him for. I'm pretty for a parliament one you want more catching on of water and water you know a minister where of well so and what I hear from Monfrado so I'm gonna have catch it that we could cut the no dear my found Sanka John be when could cut in my found Sanka man in the airport so yes okay.
There has been a brouhaha in the Ghana's cocoa sector due to that President John Dramani Mahama is set to hold an emergency cabinet meeting on Wednesday, February 11, 2026 to address growing concerns in Ghana's cocoa sector. The announcement was made by the Minister for Government Communications, Felix Kwakye-Ofosu, in a post on X. The meeting is expected to focus on issues affecting cocoa production, marketing, and the welfare of farmers. The mayor of Accra, Michael Papo Aloti, has praised the quality of meals served to pupils under the Ghana school feeding program in the metropolis. During a surprise visit to the schools, the mayor assessed food preparation, portion sizes, and overall hygiene. At the Ayalolo cluster of schools, the mayor engaged with teachers who raised challenges such as the need for washroom facilities and a secure school gate. The minister, during the surprise visit, stated,
"One pay new government name by name. One ake, let me school feeding na pay amojuba. Nítorí akẹgbẹ́nẹ̀ gbìnẹ̀ máa mẹ́ surprise visit ní máa bá school ṣe wọn akọ́kẹ́ lẹ́lẹ̀ ṣíkà ní wọ́n pè ọ̀hán school feeding náà bí ẹ̀ lẹ́mẹ̀ fi ọ̀ school feeding náà àmì hàn mẹ́kẹ́ bí àní ẹ̀mí nísà akẹ́ wọ̀ nípa ẹ̀pọ̀ àyẹ̀wò yìí kòló lẹ́lẹ̀ ní bá ntẹ̀ ẹ̀ kùmẹ̀ ntẹ̀ ẹ̀ tẹ̀kẹ́ jẹ̀ ṣì ní ìṣẹ̀ John Wesley ní ìṣẹ̀ jẹ́mẹ̀ ìnákẹ́ serving one in care madam ake am ni akoma ye iye ni akoni nake o ni nake ha me ni mo fia mo ba nya ye e wo wonda ye ni ho ni ehyi ni wonda president wi ake efe fans available ke ha me na me ke fe ni ka be ke bi e bi a me tanya me ke ni na ha me this time e fa ko be ke mbu ko ni ti kwa me bo le fu o wonda ni machine ake government back.
President John Dramani Mahama has swears in Cabinet Council of National African Peer Review Mechanism. According to the President, the country is ready to subject its governance systems to renewed scrutiny under the African Peer Revenue Mechanism, describing the process as essential for measuring progress and strengthening accountability. On this note, we're going for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
manager of Crystal Jurek Pet Shop. Here, we have varieties of pet foods and accessories. When it comes to dog foods and cat foods, we have everything. We have the 25 kg pellets, the 20 kgs, the 10 kgs. We have Happy Home, High Performance, Dog Chew, Jack Pet Food, GC Puppy and Adults, High Retrieval, Happy Canine. When it comes to the leashes or the collars, we have everything, whether small, medium or large. We have their supplements, their vitamins, fish oils, medicated soaps, and their tablets. We also have the flea and tick sprays, their refreshers. And when it comes to their bowls, we have different types of bowls, stainless or plastic bowls, medium, large. We have their traveling bags, their bathing tubs, their towels, and all their chains as well. We also do breeding of dogs and cats, whether you are looking for poodles, puppies, any mixed breed, we have them. Foreign cats too are available. When it comes to their treats, we have the big bones, we have their biscuits, we have their snacks. We have our locations. One is located at East Legon American House, adjacent KB Clay, near Intifo Avenue Street. We also have a branch at Blue Lagoon, Sacramento, opposite the Ghana Poultry Farmers Association, General Anchor Street. You can contact us on 0243 03 2066 or 020 473 8175. At Crystal Jurek, we will always want your pet to smile.
You're still live on CSTV News at 24 on CSTV. Now, so let's move on to some business stories. President of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Mr. Clement Boateng, has said prices of goods in Ghana has generally reduced, and traders who refuse to adjust their prices are only hurting themselves. He criticized what he described as a deliberate refusal for some traders to reduce prices, even as input costs have fallen.
But you see, in our local parlance, we have something which says, not to use your name, but they say Ephibia.
Mensa.
Yes. Mensa. Irrespective of whatever happens.
Guilty as charged.
People have made up their mind that they will not reduce their prices. But, I pity for those people, because the market that we are in is a very, very competitive market. And the business that we do, we use facilities in doing the business. And businesses thrives on turnover. So if you sit behind your goods and you say you will not, reduce it for the consumer to also, enjoy some benefit, you do so at your own expense. Your neighbor will sell fast and then bring in, more goods to make the turnover that he wants, and his business, will thrive. And then you will sit beside your goods and, will not make any sales. So I can tell you for a fact that generally prices, have gone down. And that is why inflation also seems to be going down.
And still in business news, workers of the Volta Aluminium Company are demanding the immediate removal of Ghana's Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation CEO Randolph Chumesi Ankra, accusing him of mismanagement and a refusal to engage with stakeholders. They claim his narrative of a debt-ridden Valco in need of external investment is a misleading pretext to sell the state-owned company.
He insists that Valco is going down. Valco is making so much losses. So much so that he has to rescue Vaco through investor before Vaco will survive. Now, we want to ask simple questions. What is the work of GIADEC since its inception in 2000? We are here this morning pleading to you that you will call Chumesi Ankara to book. Chumesi Ankara must, even by this time, must resign as the CEO of GIADEC, because he doesn't know his work. As a lawyer, if you study the press release and the interviews and the information they've sent to people like Evan Taylor, why are you so desperate? You can see the desperation in his eyes and in what he's doing, going from station to station to stations. He acts like a demigod who doesn't take advice from anybody, who doesn't listen to it, nothing concerns him. What he say he want to do, whether good or bad, that's what he want to do. We wrote him a letter, 18th of December. He hasn't replied the letter.
And now let's move on to the international front. On the international front, also, President Donald Trump said he will block the opening of a bridge linking Michigan and Canada until Canada comes to the negotiating table on trade. The trade against the $4.6 billion Howe International Bridge represents a dramatic escalation in U.S.-Canadian tensions. Sports update is up next after the commercial break. Stay tuned. Welcome back, and now to sports update for tonight. Legendary Ghanaian footballer Charles Taylor has urged young players to prioritize the revenue that generates from football over building a good reputation. Based on his experience, the former Asante Kotoko forward advised young footballers to prioritize money before any other factor when making career moves.
Because some boys no on board. I want please first. Because first now you pleading. Say din and cover dinning Sika yasin dimpa.
Sir,
me na me catch on. We are so say we also ko pay dimpa. I didn't think I do has sports state. Now because afraid I'm messing ko na me pack me. What imagine. And Jan can kutaro job and ko because and I'm kuta car papa bia.
Former Real Madrid player Toni Kroos has expressed concerns about the Saudi Pro League over the current disagreements involving Cristiano Ronaldo. The ex-German midfielder confidently stated that the league would lose its viewers immediately if Ronaldo decides to leave. He added that they are not respecting the man who made them famous worldwide. The modern way that Dutch accepts pressure comes with being a manager that comes with being a Premier League manager after defeat to Leeds, which left its side just 3 points from safety.
Not about fair anymore. It's just a reality of the modern life as a manager. You know, on the same day I'm manager of the month, they're saying I should be sacked, and the media are saying it. I work that one out. That's a new one on me, and I've been doing this a long time. I was reading just today about Eddie Howe, brilliant manager doing a brilliant job. Should he be sacked? And 3 weeks ago, they're saying he should be Man United manager. So this is the modern way. You know, this is life. It's not about good or bad. It's not about my opinion, by the way. This is a life opinion. I'm not protecting myself. This is just the way life is. Everyone wants everything now. They want it. Clickbait is the new key thing in life. You know, why do you think? Well, it's just life. You know, and that mirrors often in my experience. I've been in football all my life, and what goes on in life often goes in stadiums and their thoughts around it. There should always be pressure on managers because that's our job. We're used to delivering or trying to deliver. You know, 1 loss in 5 in the Premier League, 8 points in 5. Win the next one, it's 11 points in 6. And everyone knows that form and where that goes. So this is the reality of the job we do. And it's not relevant whether it's right or wrong because it's just there. So I don't get too high with the highs, I don't get too low with the lows. I've had knocks in my time, I've been praised in my time. I just try and keep an even keel about it and concentrate on what I do, and that's trying to get a group of players to win football matches. Not just me, my staff, and of course them as well. That's just model life. The ownership have always had contact with me, and he's well aware, and I made this clear to all of you, he's well aware that this wasn't a situation where it's just smooth sailing all the way through. He's seen some of the hiccups, some of the good days, some of the not so good days, etc., etc. But, you know, we come off the Palace game with a 10v11 situation, got a really important point and a good one, and he's congratulating me. So I don't think over one game is that extreme where he's suddenly going to go, right, we need to change everything at the club for the 3rd time, but 4th time even. But you never know. But I'm a realist, and he is as well, I think, and he's been very good with that about the current situation and what we took over here.
The best China head coach Maud Kumalo has praised his team's collective efforts in their scoring draw against the Black Princesses of Ghana in the ongoing under-20 FIFA World Cup. Speaking to the media, she admitted that scoring away from home was a key to boost for her side, but acknowledged the challenges posed by a well-prepared Ghanaian team with vast international experience.
For us, I think it's an advantage in a sense that we managed to score goals away because we knew that it was not going to be easy. And then, but how we prepared, it's our strength, and we knew that Ghana have been qualifying for World Cup for many years, and we know we're going to play against the experienced players who've been there competing in the high standard, and we knew that we're going to struggle with the set place, but we managed that. We didn't allow them to hit us in open play. We analyzed them very well. We knew that they're going to go wide because they have very, very quick wingers. But what we told ourselves is that when we have the ball, when we have the chances, we must utilize the chances. So I think today's game, it was more of character from both teams. And then I think it was a great game today, if I may say. Honestly speaking, I was backing our hopes in everyone that's going to start the game because of they need each other. So it's more of teamwork and on pressure. So we know our strength. And then when we know our strength, I mean, when we work collectively, because I told them that they need to run for each and every ball, or work for the next player. And then I think that's what they did. Coming to this game, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not easy. But the only thing that I told my players, my team, to say, you know what, you are capable, you are talented, leave everything on the field, because we knew how great Ghana is. But I said also to say, we playing almost more similar with Ghana. But the only thing that we know that they have experience, that's the difference. And also they have players that are playing in Spain, if I can mention that. But our girls, they only play local. We don't have players that are playing abroad. So it's more of motivating them, believing them themselves.
And now let's move away from sports to entertainment stories. Actor and producer Timothy Bentum, now an ordained Reverend Minister and founder of Grace Avenue Ministry, has recounted how his mother's prayers rescued him from years of substance abuse and criminal activity, eventually leading him to the pulpit, revealing that he began smoking at the age of 13 while in secondary school and later progressed to hard drugs.
I think in my father's house.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I've still got friends who die. People call, I don't see this guy, I don't see this guy did prison, this guy. You know, I still get a lot of that. I remember taking the church people for evangelism when we were at GH Media School, doing church at GH Media School. At work, there was nothing in the house. As in, nothing. When I say nothing, not that zilch, I was still people's things. And I got down next door, went straight to the ghetto. Inside, God said, do you remember here? And I remember like yesterday. The same place that was saying, God brought glory to his name. It just told me that when God has a plan for your life, mommy, other people can do the same thing and go down, but God will keep you. And I'll take that back to who my mother was. My mother was like, my goodness, I've not seen a woman who prays like my mother, not even my wife.
Wow.
I'll go to town, I'll do all my things. Maybe, I'm wasted. And I'll lay down and I can still feel it now. Even hear the sound of the bed. Mommy bet slam in chain, and she'll put her hand on me, and she'll speak in tongues. Not for 1 hour, not for 2 hours, not for 3 hours, sometimes 4 or 5 hours.
Wow.
Not for 1 week, not for 1 month, not for 1 year.
Wow.
Maybe 4, 5, 6 years. Mommy just kept doing that. My mother died of breast cancer. You don't understand what I'm saying.
Popular Ghanaian musician Daku Vibes has cautioned fellow artists against involving themselves in feuds of other colleagues, stressing that such rivalries often do more harm than good. He explained that he deliberately kept his distance from conflicts that do not concern him.
Initially I did, but with all due respect, I came to realize that when they were in bed fucking, when they were in bed doing their things, I wasn't there. So if there's a problem between them, I feel like they are grown enough and they should deal with it between themselves. It has nothing to do with any of us. Okay. Because Ochina, so move out together now, so on person consent. Why now would you what you say? So I feel like we should all mind the business that pays us. I mean, if you feel like that doing that is going to pay your business, then you should do it. But I mean, I don't think it's going to help me pay my business in any way. And I'm never ever going to be ungrateful for someone because because like I'm saying, I don't get myself involved in certain things. What was it? Obi said me Promise is my Promise is my family, like I have like huge people that I've built proper relationships with that has nothing to do with music. Okay. I focus on that. I don't come and do too much or bite more than I can chew. That's a respectful. And she said, "Nyaman is here." Most of the times, like we shame feedback. Meanwhile, I stay strongly out of it and family home. Who reasons them? I feel like if you want to talk to me about it, you should talk to that person. Okay. Because my relationship with you has nothing to do with your relationship with that person.
And that will be all for tonight's news bulletin. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. The Chairman Traders protest over government redevelopment plan. Also, President John Dramani Mahama to hold a cabinet meeting over cocoa sector challenges. Valco workers demand CEOs removals. On the international front also, President Donald Trump threatens to shut down major bridge. And this is where we draw a curtain for tonight's news bulletin. For more news updates, you can follow us on our social media handles at CSTV GH. Tonight's news was brought to you by Celeste Whitson Brown, Rema Ocean Agency, Amstel Block Machinery and Block Manufacturing, Sarah's Dream Jewelries, NAP Apartments Hotel, and Crystal Jorek Pet Shop. My name is Dorcas Mensah. Thanks for watching.